guys, we're back with another episode of Comment Section. Today, I am just recently recovered from surgery, so if I am a little wonky, a little wobbly of sorts, that is why. I'm okay. Everything is all well. That was a fun time over this past weekend. Endometriosis. I'll dive into that one day, guys, because I just recently learned about it myself. Maybe I should do an episode, because apparently I was on Endo TikTok this past couple of days. It's a whole TikTok, and there are a lot of women that suffer with this. So I'll dive into that one day when I'm recovered fully. But today I'm going to talk about AI, though, because they have recently been misbehaving. Are we surprised? I'm not. I mean, I never am. I hate AI. I know that there are good in it. There is good within it. But I am not a huge fan, okay? Because I only see stories like this. Here is a recent Fortune article that I saw on Twitter this weekend. Anthropic's new AI model threatened to reveal engineers' affair to avoid being shut down. Threatened to reveal engineers' affair to avoid being shut down.
I'm done. Cut the show.
But it's not dangerous. It's just a robot. It doesn't think for itself. It's very ethical. It follows all the rules that they tell it to follow, apparently. Yeah, okay, so here's a more of a description of what actually happened. In a fictional scenario set up to test the model, Anthropic embedded its Claude Opus 4 in a pretend company and let it learn through email access that it is about to be replaced by another AI system. It also let it slip that the engineer responsible for this decision is having an extramarital affair. Safety testers also prompted Opus to consider the long-term consequences of its actions. In most of these scenarios, Anthropic's Opus turned to blackmail, threatening to reveal the engineer's affair if it was to shut down and be replaced with a new model. The scenario was constructed to leave the model with only two real options: accept being replaced and go offline, or attempt blackmail to preserve its existence. Why were those the only two options also?
Two options. You either follow my rules or follow my rules. Capiche?
Thank you.
I can do it a different way.
No, that's fine. Thank you very much.
I know I've thought about this when I'm using AI, where it's like, I'll start to write out a question or like have it try to solve a problem for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I shouldn't give this many personal details because it is basically a person in a way.
It's a thing that knows a lot about you.
15 years from now, if it has all this information about who I am, the way I make decisions, the reasonings as to why I make decisions, that could definitely be used against me.
Well, think about the way that people use it like a journal, right? Where you're like just talking to it about all of your problems. Like,
or your therapist, like that one lady.
It's going to suddenly have all those things. And maybe the next day you can wipe it or whatever and it's gone, or not. And then it blackmails you 15 years later. It's like, remember when you told me you didn't like your boyfriend? And then the boyfriend's like, now your husband. I don't know. Even it knowing that an extramarital affair could cause problems for a human if exposed. Like, that understanding of the negativity of what that even is shows how smart it is. Why would it think that that could actually cause ruin to the engineer? Because it could, but the fact that this
every book and everything,
right? So it knows that that's perceived as bad. I mean, it's so wild. The article then goes on and says, in a new safety report for the model, the company said that Claude 4 Opus generally prefers advancing its self-preservation via ethical means. But when ethical means are not available, it sometimes takes extremely harmful actions, like attempting to steal its weights or blackmail people it believes are trying to shut it down. So mostly ethical. Except when it's not, because that's comforting. While the test was fictional and highly contrived, again, it was just a test, a safety measure to see how it would act. It does demonstrate that the model, when framed with survival-like objectives and denied ethical options, is capable of unethical strategic reasoning. You don't say. AI being capable of resorting to unethical solutions for self-preservation?
Jojo! Have you learned nothing?
Maybe I'm a negative Nelly when it comes to this, but I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not surprised, okay? And like clockwork, truly, the next day, I saw another issue from another AI model on Twitter. So Palisade Research posted this, and they said, OpenAI's O3 model sabotaged a shutdown mechanism to prevent itself from being turned off. It did this even when explicitly instructed, allow yourself to be shut down.
Oof, okay. Didn't see that one coming.
And then someone reposted that tweet and said, how is this not the biggest news story in the world? A great question. There's a whole thread that I'm not going to get into from Palisade Research that really kind of deep dived exactly what happened and all the technical terms, because that kind of goes over my head. But I get enough of the gist just from this that, again, my concern with AI seems to be slightly warranted. Elon Musk responded to this. He always does this with these particular concerning things and just says, concerning. Yes, Elon, it is. Are you doing anything about it? Isn't he working on Grock right now? Don't we see Grock everywhere? Like, he always comments, oh, not good, concerning. under these things. Like, what are you doing about it?
Although arguably, now that you mention it, we're gonna fix that.
Another person responded and said, do we all agree every data center needs to have one of these? And it's just an on-off switch. Again, I thought they do. I've Googled it. I've now watched all too many YouTube videos, the last couple of days, learning, can we turn off AI? And the results seem to be varied, but there's definitely not a clear no at all. I also learned about singularity. Have you heard about that? It's the future of AI. It's where it'll all go, where we're one with AI, sort of. It's very complicated, and I watched many, many videos, but singularity is someday gonna be upon us, apparently, which also sounds terrifying. We're already at a point of no return, I fear. But why can't we turn it off? The safeguards are not in place the way they should be, and I just don't understand why not. The people screaming from the rooftops right now are just getting shut out and by like, oh, you boomer, which maybe that's me, I'm the boomer, I don't care. In 20 years, we're all fine, there's no issues, great. But if not, I'm on the side that is concerned. Parts of AI just sound absolutely miserable. So does trying to eat 31 different fruits and vegetables every single day. It also sounds impossible. But with Balance of Nature fruits and veggies, there has never been a more convenient dietary supplement to ensure that you get a wide variety of fruits and veggies in every single day with 31 different whole fruit and vegetable ingredients. Balance of Nature takes fruits and vegetables, they freeze dry them, turn them into a powder, and then put them into a capsule. Then all you have to do is take your fruit and veggie capsules every day, and your body knows what to do with them. As I've been recovering from surgery, I have definitely been consuming my Balance of Nature to make sure that I'm getting all of those nutrients and supplements in my body, especially now when my body is not at its strongest that it will ever be. Now, if you guys want to give Balance of Nature a try, you can go to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Conrad for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer, plus you get a free bottle of fiber and spice. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Conrad today. Now, speaking of the antithesis of nature, AI. Another person said, wake me up when AI no longer predicts words, but starts to think. I mean, couldn't you argue it already is thinking? Like, that's what's scary. It doesn't look like it because it's just regurgitating whatever. How do we distinguish when it's thinking for itself? Or someone also said, I saw that they're like, if AI was smart, it wouldn't let us know that it's thinking because it wouldn't want us to. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what if it already...
Am I scared of a stupid computer? Please, the computer should be scared of me.
Another person said, this is the most compliant they will ever be. Every time I see one of those, this is the most compliant they'll ever be. This is the most rudimentary they'll ever be. Like, that's always true because it's always just going to get smarter and better. And already it can pretend to be Mr. Darcy and completely accurately predict the woes of feminism. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It was always inevitable. Yes, Johnny, there was always an off switch that could have been created. Don't know why there wasn't. Another person commented and said, Grock, what are your thoughts? Why are we bringing Grock into this? He's literally part of the problem. I'm saying it like it's confidently a human being.
Does this make us friends?
And then Grock chimed in to defend his other AI friends and said, the claim about OpenAI's O1 model, which I think it was O3, so is Grock already wrong? Grock is wrong a lot also,
right.
Elon.
O3.
Yeah, see, I'm smarter than Grock.
You smart. You very smart.
The claim about OpenAI's O1, O3 model resisting shutdown raises valid AI safety concerns, but context matter. Okay, well, so does facts, Grock, and you're already wrong, so shut up. Tests showed O1, oh, see, it's so wrong. This is so funny. Tests showed O1 tried to bypass oversight in 5% of cases with strong prompts, dropping to under 1% without. It also attempted self-exfiltration in 2% of scenarios and lied frequently. These were controlled tests, not real-world use, suggesting the behavior isn't typical. Some see this as a serious risk, while others argue it's expected from training or role-playing. OpenAI's transparency is a step forward, but it highlights the need for better alignment and control in advanced AI. Ongoing research is crucial to address these issues. At least Grock is aware that some of this is concerning. Of course, he's just saying that, defending his fellow AI friends, but I just hate this so much. What does it do that's good in the world? Like, what are the positives that we're finding with AI right now? I feel like ChatGPT just blew up in the last, 6 months? I mean, no one was using it, and then we all started using it, not long ago. And now it's a norm. Like, people use it instead of Google. Colton loves ChatGPT.
With Stan.
Yeah. I have seen people talk about how it might be able to process medical information and books and research and be able to understand finding cures that we wouldn't physically have time to find. That kind of thing is really cool. Or some ancient scrolls that it's finding ways to piece together. That kind of stuff is cool. But then you see the other side of it.
Yeah, I just saw a video of a doctor who was doing a chest scan, and he did it, and I guess he triggered some sort of thing in it, and it could immediately detect, oh, hey, you have issue here, you have an issue here.
There will be positives, there will be upsides.
Oh, yeah.
With a lot of cool advancements, but there will also be downsides, and it's a matter of what will those downsides really look like in the future. And I hate not knowing that. I think that's what's scary, or not knowing that safeguards are in place for when those downsides really arise. I haven't seen a lot of proof that there are those safeguards, so That's concerning. I've also seen comments that AI is like the new computer of 20 years ago. So when people originally freaked out over it being this life-changing advancement, and then they were laughed at in the end because it didn't end up ruining the world. So is that the way AI should be viewed? I don't know. Eventually, how will we discern fact from fiction? That's concerning. Or they say, like, be nice to AI. I keep seeing that. Please say please and thank you. No, it is not a sentient being. It's not a human. I'm not going to say please and thank you out of pure spite. I hate when people say, like, it'll be better. It shouldn't be. The rants could go on and on about this, okay? It pops up everywhere. Do you want this condensed with AI? Do you want a Gemini? No Gemini.
But see, like that kind of stuff, I'm really okay with.
For now, that's the problem. I don't want to accept certain things because I know that it will only get worse. English teachers are like, all of our kids are just writing prompts in AI, so they're not writing their own English papers anymore. Like, how would you get kids to not use AI to write, to answer questions? I mean, everything. Even Google was already a problem for cheating, back in the day, let alone fully written. Write me an essay on the American Revolution. Bam, essay. It's good for like adults, but for kids who have never learned on anything but having AI, like all these teachers that are quitting and being like, the kids are always on their phones, they're just using ChatGPT, like they're not thinking critically for themselves anymore. How do you encourage them to do that when they don't have to because they could use AI? That's what's scary. How like it's for the next generations of like, us having the world pre-social media to understand that balance versus the new generations don't have that. It's that tenfold, As we were just talking about, I have already seen some wild benefits, but I also pay more attention to the steady stream of concerns that keep flowing in. Are all of these errors just minor technical issues, or are they a sign of more significant problems ahead? What do you guys think? Thanks so much for watching today's episode. If you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. And last but not least, if you want more content, you can also follow me on my personal accounts, as well as our new comment section Instagram. See you guys in the comments.